Welcome back to week 132. Coming through this week are the light codes of strength and purity. And the visions that I had today were a pewter fleur de lis and a pewter ornate zipper. And pewter enhances physical strength, speed, durability, balance, and the ability to heal. It gives us the strength to push ourselves physically past what we would normally be able to achieve. And it brings good luck, protection, personal and spiritual power, and justice as well, because it comes strongly under the influence of Jupiter. So let's have a look what else is going on here. Pewter holds a quality of the alchemist, suggesting it is through our own efforts that we transform and grow spiritually. We are the ones that have to put in the effort. We are the ones that must be conscious that we're doing. We are the alchemist of our own, changing ourselves from something common into something pure, something spiritual. So the fleur de lis is a symbol of the holy bloodline, of the Christ line. And it began in Egypt, symbolizes purity and whiteness, and was modeled after the blue lotus flower on the Nile. It suggests our ability to gain our spiritual power and control over our lower bodies, which is enhanced and sped up because of the pewter influence. So it was an actual pewter fleur de lis. So it's holding those qualities as well of the pewter. The ornate zipper was also made of pewter. This is suggesting a strong spiritual protection that we now have. We now have full access to because of the light codes that are coming through this week. And I wanted to explain that, the light codes that are coming through this week. They're coming through for everybody. The light codes are coming through for everybody. And what we do in this particular group today, not this video, by the way, because this is just a prelude to what we do after this. The light codes come through, and then we go and I bring through the sound activation light codes that activate the light codes that are coming through now. And so we are now ready for that. So we're ready for that. Because it's a zipper or a zip, we have the ability to open and close this ability of strength and purity and this degree of consciousness that we are receiving through these light codes at will. So the will of God within us will open it when we are spiritually strong enough to handle it, and close it if we are not. And that happens for our own protection. If we are spiritually ready, we may open and close it in accordance with our own will. So why do that? I don't know, but people do. I know people do. I more operate from the whatever the divine will brings through me. So the ego may try to open to this great power. And sometimes, people say, I want my powers. I want my power. I want to awaken great powers. But why do we want to awaken to great power? Is it because we truly are going to use them for the greater good? Or is it because you want to say, I have this particular power? Because the reality is when you are spiritually ready, you will awaken to your powers, and the powers will come back. So you don't have to do anything except focus on raising your consciousness, on having your daily practice, spiritual practices of cleansing and purifying, and doing all of the techniques that you need to do in order to awaken to a greater degree of consciousness and to ascend. And so the ego sometimes gets in the way, and so it has the wrong intention for wanting to awaken and receive the spiritual powers. So when you operate from this, your higher self knows, the God within you knows that you are doing it, you are not ready, and you are doing it for the wrong intentions, and so your consciousness is cut back, and the ability to be able to be open and have the strength and power of all of that is more or less taken away from you until you are ready again, and then you will receive it again. You have to prove yourself as being worthy, prove yourself as being pure. Have to be pure. That's all you need. Have of being eating, cleansing, and have the strength to keep using your daily practices of spiritual practices so that you can raise your consciousness and anchor and bring through your spiritual frequencies of your own that will be emitted. You can't have them until you are in a state of purity, certain degree of purity. Okay, so the ego can get in the way. Let's have a look. What have I written here? So if your intent's not pure and you're not spiritually ready, it'll stay closed, or it'll close again quickly, up and down. And I see this all the time because my work is with helping people to raise their consciousness. So I see this in people all the time, and it goes up and down. The will of God, remember, is more powerful than our ego. So if we are doing it with the wrong intent, it will most definitely be closed down for our own protection, for our own spiritual protection, so that we are not causing ourselves harm, we are not causing others harm. Because if you open too quickly, you can literally fry your circuits. So you're doing yourself harm and damage, and then once you're fried, not much good to anybody. So everything is speeding up right now, as suggested by the influence of Pewter. Pewter helps things to move faster, and it is one of the metals that is used. Pewter is a mix of 3 metals. I think it's tin and copper and another one that I'm not familiar with. But anyway, it is mostly tin. It is mostly tin. So we need to be fully present, take our time to learn and understand spiritually our own ability to be the alchemist, to bring about change. We are the alchemist. How do we do that? How do we bring about change within ourselves? How do we open to what is right for us? How do we follow the path that is right for us? We have to focus on us and those. Don't quit, don't give up. Raising your consciousness is not a weekend hobby or a month. It is a lifetime practice. It's what we're here for, to change our consciousness, to raise our consciousness. And today I want to share with you I chose this beautiful Schwarzkopf crystal here. It has a golden energy, which is one of the main metals of alchemy. And, it brings purity. It brings greater wisdom. It's so beautiful. So I really want to share that with you today. I have this beautiful set of these crystals that was gifted to me by a young man who lives in Spain. And he, all the way to Egypt. He also works with Lord Serapis Bey and the ascension frequencies, and he has programmed all of these crystals with specific energies. So they're rather beautiful, and I had 2 sets of those, and that was really lovely. So I wanted to share that. I want to start working with those and bringing them in to the work that we're doing here on Mondays. Now, I've done the cards today, and the first card that came up, I'm in a new home, by the way. I have moved. So we're in the process of transition. Check your life out. What's happening? What is transitioning for you? There's transition is happening. So the first card that has come up today, the card from the base chakra, is Ascended Master El Moria. Whoops, that's the 7th card. Backtrack. Sorry, guys. So the first card that has come up today is card 11. 56 comes an 11. Now this is a very high frequency, but super, super sensitive frequency of the 11 vibration, the masculine and feminine, the 2 opposite sides of ourselves, face to face, standing side by side, leading us forward, asking us to connect with both sides of ourselves, divine show our light, and work that energy. Look, he's juggling the energy up there. The window frame there, this is what frames the energies of our soul. We can't see what's through there. It's darkness, it's the unknown. But all we need to do is work our energy, raise our frequency, shine our light, be the alchemist by doing that. So the first card today is asking us, literally, to work the energy, lift it up, rise up, rise up. And the second card today is card number 9, which is golden frequency, the golden frequency of 9. And the card is the Hermit, Archangel Raziel. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, and self-discovery. So again, this is, reminding us to do the work, to do the inner work. Remember to meditate daily, every single day for the rest of your life. Meditate. Tap into your inner teacher, that's your higher self and the mastery within you. This is what helps you to raise your frequency and lead your self-discovery. Find out, who am I? Who am I? There's no answer to that particular question in a way that you're going to understand, but who are you? Learn about yourself through feeling, through understanding yourself, not through looking for answers outside of yourself. The answers are within you, and it is a feeling, experiential journey. The card in the solar plexus is the clouds. So watch your thoughts. Watch your thoughts and spend time thinking, but not too much in the mind. Clear the mind so that you have pure thought. So I want to give you a mantra today, and this mantra is Eshtamana. So this is a mantra of light. Eshta means pure, mana is of the mind. So this is purity of mind. Eshtamana, Eshtamana, Eshtamana. If you're plagued by thoughts, if you're too much in the head, work with this. Clear the clouds. Too many clouds, too many thoughts. See this beautiful light behind the clouds. If you can get rid of the thoughts, if you can come into a space of stillness within your mind, you will reach this beautiful light of who you are. You will be able to access the wisdom and the true you of who you are. You won't have any more questions of what do I need to do? Where am I to go? What is it that I'm all about? You will understand who you are. You just are. You are a being of light. Be the being of light and allow everything that is yours, that is truly yours at a soul level, that is your gifts, to come to you. You don't have to search for them. You just need to find yourself, come into stillness and allow them to come to you. In the heart chakra today, we have 3 energy, which is the brilliance, of the yellow, asking our hearts, open our hearts and expand. And the card says reach out. So we know that in the visions today, we've been, this is about strength and purity, and strength of purity even. But, and we are the alchemist, each of us are the alchemist. We become the pure and perfected human through our own efforts. But sometimes we don't have to do it all alone. We can reach out to others to help us. We can reach out to mentors, to teachers, to spiritual coaches, to healers, to friends that, like-minded people and groups. So reach out. You don't have to do it all alone. There is plenty of support there if you reach out. But this is about the heart, okay? Open your heart. Allow your heart and the energy of your heart to reach others, and allow others' open hearts to reach you. It's beautiful yellow energy moving around there and beaming out. Again, very much about shine your light, but allow others to help you as well. And in the throat chakra today, we have card number 8 of cups, the 8 of cups. And this is suggesting, again, maybe some time to step back or take some time to reflect under the wisdom of the moon and the phases of the moon. Sometimes, we need to reach out. Sometimes we need to go within. We always need to go within, actually. We always need to go within, but we can also reach out for help. But go within, find some time alone, get some peace, connect in with your feeling nature. Be in touch with your feeling. The moon's also supporting you with this. Understand your feelings. Don't be afraid to feel them. Let them speak to you. It's card number 8. So card number 8, forgive anybody that you need to forgive. Forgive yourself, in fact. This is about If you can forgive, you will come into the space of unconditional love and be able to beam that light out to the world. But be within yourself. Give yourself that time. Get into all the nooks and crannies and all the craggy bits that are still haunting you within. Find a space where you can tap into yourself and just be in the stillness. Sometimes you don't, and a lot of times you don't need to think at all. Just be in that stillness, just walk, just quietly, just sit, just do whatever, be in the garden, whatever you need to do. Get out of your head, because when you get out of your head and you stop the thoughts, that's when the wisdom comes through. And that's when you know you can find your direction, if you just listen. And the next card, very beautifully, card number 8, is the card of alchemy and the 5 sacred elements. So here we have again, this is in the Brasha, each the alchemist of our own life, of our own journey. And this is being in the brow chakra is you have risen, climb the ladder of consciousness to the brow, the rising serpent. And in fact, my home that I have just recently left, I went back the other day to look for my cat. And while I was there, there was a snake climbing up the ladder, the steps out the back to the roof. So a symbolism there of the transformation of this move. And this serpent was rising up a ladder, literally, the steps, the stairwell, the ladder, to the higher self, to consciousness, up to the roof. And this is where we are. This is what's happening for us all now. Look for the signs. We're in a state of transformation, and we are creating that transformation. We are the alchemists. We are the ones. We have to be ready for it. We have to be willing to do it. Climb that ladder of consciousness. Allow the serpents to rise and to meet in the brow and to bring the greater awakening. The 5 sacred elements: earth, air, fire, and water. And the 5th element, that's the stable part. And the 5th element is the element of spirit, or akasha, creation, bringing it forward for us, spirit itself. So when we come to this point, we are awakening to our true spirit, to our true power. But you should never force it. You should never do it from a choice of the mind. It's a natural thing that will open for you when you do the work spiritually and go within and really heal your life. And the 7th card today is the Ascended Master El Moria. And this card says, clear and shield your energy. Yes, we need to do that as well. But more importantly, Master El Moria says to us, thy will, not my will. God's will, not my will, which came up also in the message through the visions today. The higher will, the will of your higher self, the will of God, or whatever you want to call it, universal, divine will. Divine will, not my will, the higher will. So when you need help to be following the path of the divine will and the higher will, you can connect with Master El Moria. He has a retreat center in the etheric, which means, for those of you that don't know what the etheric is, in the invisible realms above the mountains slipped my mind. It's the Temple of Goodwill, or the Temple of God's Will, in Darjeeling, over the mountains in Darjeeling in India. So beautiful, powerful energy. He's also the master of the first ray, the ray of the will. The master of the first ray, the ray of the will. So he helps you to step aside from the ego, because the reality is, when we allow the ego to rule us, we're not on the right track. We are trying to control it. Step out of the way. Get out of your own way. Get out of your own way Thy will, not my will, be done. Beautiful, beautiful messages again for us today. Beautiful crystal here to share with you today. So that's it. I will now be closing off to go with my group and bring through the sound and light codes, which you can purchase for 15 Australian dollars on the link below, www.paypal.me//Chistina. There's a spelling error there. Chistina, no R. Chistina Ritchie. Hey, I can't even spell my own name. But anyway, it has to be Chistina Ritchie. Otherwise, somebody else is going to get the money. /15. Or just send me a donation, even if you want them and you can't afford it. Just do the same thing. www.paypal.com. paypal.me/Chistina Ritchie, no R. And then it'll come up and you can choose the sum that you want to give me. And I will see you next week for week 133 and the messages that are coming through. So beautiful messages. I'm in my new home. I'm looking forward to doing more work from here, ironing out a few things that still need ironing out. And we have new energies moving us forward. So I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.